the largest user of coal in the Western Hemisphere, we actually have the most opportunity to have the greatest impact. And so now we've identified that, and we're trying to find ways that we can continue to use coal because it's native to our country, but do it in an environmentally thoughtful way. We are leading the country in carbon capture and storage. We've actually committed this year that we're going to do 2 full-scale facilities that will actually capture the CO2 and then store it or use it for enhanced oil recovery and then cap that after it's done. So that to me is probably the most significant thing for a utility that is seen as one of those companies of, oh, how could you burn coal? I mean, the process for me is that I came to AEP just a little over a year and a half ago, and the chairman of our company, Mike Morris, that was one of his key missions to me. We're a large utility, one of the largest in the nation, operate in 11 states. I need you to help us develop a culture that will make us a sustainable company, sustainable for the future, and also a company that's respected by the external world. So that process started, I believe, with his company. He's 3 years at American Electric Power, and we're a proud company, 100-year history, and we want to be the innovators of the answers for how we deal with global warming. You know what I've seen the biggest, probably the most enlightening thing is we just completed our first sustainability report, corporate responsibility report, and it enlightened a lot of us, and it enlightened our board. When we we actually had our board committee reviewing the report, adding input. We had our full executive team doing that. All of a sudden, everybody said, this is a 10K that's understandable. There's a lot of issues here, and now we need to develop our strategy of how we operate as a company around the corporate responsibility report. So it's created that it's actually a key driver in how we plan to do our business in the future. It's not what it is not, and what we are not is just what I like to call, or don't like to call, greenwash. It's an actual document that the board of directors voted that we will be held accountable as senior management to deal with these issues. There's no silver bullet. We believe and are pursuing that coal still has to be a part of the answer. We just committed last week to an additional 1,000 megawatts of wind. We currently have about 800 and change of wind. We're going to be doing a lot with methane recovery, with farmers, with our customers that are farmers in our 11 states, where we're going to capture on large farms, cattle and pigs. We're going to capture the methane and then flare the methane off. And as you know, methane's 22, 23 times more volatile of a greenhouse gas. And hopefully, in the long run, we'll turn that methane at those facilities into a small generator where they can milk their cows or do whatever, so it becomes distributed generation. So it's opened up that, it's opened up the wind, it's opened up our employees. We're 20,500 employees, where we're engaging them in drive neutral. We've committed to and are going to make our entire fleet of vehicles and our aircrafts carbon neutral, and the employees are we're going to offer to them drive neutral, and they're excited about it and proud of what we're doing. It's probably been one of the most eye-opening eye-opening issues to our senior management. In doing the CSR report, we engaged Ceres to help us set a group of stakeholders that we wouldn't normally sit with, to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And we brought our chairman, our whole senior executive team with 17 corporate socially responsible groups that Ceres provided. And we had a whole different image of ourselves than what we heard from them. And Ceres facilitated it. It wasn't like throwing apples and oranges and tomatoes at each other. It was constructive discussion. And it's changed the way we think. We didn't agree with everything. We don't agree. People just said, why don't you stop using coal? Well, we don't agree with that. We think you can use it, but do it responsibly. They wanted us to be more supply chain oriented about holding our coal mines that we buy from responsible. And our chairman said, we'll do that. So it helped us, and hopefully the dialogue will continue.